living legacy of design and innovation. Since the beginning, Lincoln has delivered a truly effortless driving experience. We've added sophisticated new features along the way, but we've always stuck to our core values: quality, craftsmanship, and thoughtfully designed details that enliven the senses. But before we get to that, let's wind the clock back to those early days, starting in 1922, with the encouragement of his wife Clara and their son Edsel. Henry Ford purchased Lincoln from Henry Leland for the princely sum of $8 million, which today, that's worth north of $100 billion. Henry Ford's son Edsel then became the president of Lincoln and had a clear vision for the company to create the best cars in the world. He prioritized design and styling while also making customization affordable. After a trip to Europe in 1938, Edsel was inspired to create a new type of vehicle, the Lincoln Continental. Visionary architect Frank Lloyd Wright described it as the most beautiful automobile in the world and purchased two Continentals of his very own. While the Continental nameplate was retired in 1948, it soon made a comeback. Just a few years later, Edsel's son, William Clay Ford Sr., was tasked to bring the Continental back to market. The result? The Lincoln Continental Mark II was introduced in 1956 and is still considered today by many to be one of the greatest cars ever built. With an MSRP of $9,995, the Mark II was the most expensive American-produced vehicle of its time. Only 3,000 were produced, one of which was purchased by the king of rock and roll himself, and his vehicle is here with us on display today. Elvis purchased this Mark II while he was on tour in Miami, and it remained with him for the next and the last 2 decades of his life. He could be seen behind the wheel for everyday errands around town, but also used it for more ceremonial occasions as well. Elvis's Mark II is now part of his personal estate and can be found at the Presley Motors Automobile Museum at Graceland in Memphis, Tennessee. But the legacy this vehicle represents, style, comfort, and quality, is not just fixed in the past or in any particular place on the map. It lives on as we look ahead to the next 100 years of uniquely Lincoln design and our electrified future. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me for a century of Lincoln. While you're here at the display, we also have a $75 test drive incentive. You test drive any Lincoln vehicle, not this Lincoln vehicle, but any Lincoln vehicle, and you receive a $75 gift card. All you have to do is go to any Lincoln dealership in the US by the end of June, and they will give you a $75 gift card for test driving. So if you'd like to sign up for that, just see one of us and we will get it all set up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again so much for joining me, and enjoy the remainder of your day here at the New York International Auto Show.